Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch King. Today here from Dubai, I have a very special guest with me, the first female watch collector on the channel.
Wow.
Yes. I'm here with Alex and Mugi.
Yes.
And
Mugi.
A lot of you probably know her from her YouTube channel, Supercarblondie. If you don't, you must live under a rock. So please check that out. I'm going to also put a link in the description, of course. But again, I assume most of you guys know who she is. So thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. It's fun to have you. This is fun.
I've been a fan for a long time from afar, so this is feels surreal to just meet you in person.
Yeah, it is so cool.
And you as well, Mugi. Okay?
Yeah, he's been a big fan of you for many, many years.
You love watches, probably.
He's going to fall asleep during this.
Cute. Yeah. So today we're here in your new headquarters,
yes.
Correct? So tell us something about this beautiful space.
I know.
It's so amazing. It's inspiring to me.
Oh, thank you. Like for me, I just walked upstairs and I'm like, there are so many people here now. Oh my God. Like every week we're hiring new people and every time I come into the office, it's just like, oh my God, hi, I'm Alex. Like, that's me. So yeah, we just set up this 3-floor headquarters here in Dubai on the Palm. Downstairs we have like our studio space, you know,
awesome.
Green screen, professional studio. This floor, as you can see, is like more the gaming, the fun space with the ping pong table and the graffiti and stuff. And then upstairs is where people actually sometimes do some work. Yeah. Sometimes.
Or you hope so?
Yeah, or I hope. I come in and everyone's like,
this is work.
Pretend to do something. Yeah.
And you have a few dogs running around, which is super. It gives a good atmosphere as well. So why did you decide to, let's say, move to Dubai and how did your whole journey start?
So I have lived in Dubai for 13 years.
Wow.
I moved here straight after university, actually with my then boyfriend, who is now my husband.
Nice.
He graduated university and got a graduate job, like a graduate program in Dubai with a bank. Yeah. So I just followed him over here and thought, right, well, I'm going to find something, right? Yeah. And so I came over and it was during the financial crisis in 2008. So
the best time.
Everything exploded and I couldn't find a job for a year and then moved to Singapore for a bit and then moved back to Dubai. Yeah. Finally got into what I studied, which is broadcast journalism. So after a few really random, horrible jobs, like I was a secretary for a while, I was like, I was doing any kind of job to get some kind of money, right, to pay the rent, as we all do.
Yes.
Especially straight out of university, and then eventually found my way into what I love, which was radio presenting. Yeah. So I was a radio presenter for a bit, and then just followed my passion for cars and moved into this space about 4 years ago full time.
And here we are.
And here we are, 4 years later.
And you, similar to me, let's say, focus on the high-end spectrum of the automotive industry, correct?
Yeah.
Like I like to cover high-end watchmaking.
Yes.
Find watches people usually don't know.
Yeah.
And I've seen also you have a similar approach. You find cars which I'm like, well, I didn't know this exists.
Right.
Sometimes they look like straight out of a video game. Like the last one that impressed me a lot was a Mercedes, which was in the desert.
Yes.
Like a concept car.
The AVTR.
I saw the thumbnail and I'm like, this is a,
This doesn't exist, right? I know.
And it's actually a functioning car.
Yeah.
Because I went to the Geneva motor show like many times with my uncle.
Yeah.
And I was used to seeing concept cars, but not in real life.
Right, exactly.
How is it for you to be in Dubai? And I'm sure it's a hot spot for cars like this?
Yeah, I mean, starting the company here was perfect because as you've seen, every time you're here, there's just supercars everywhere, like Ferraris, Lamborghinis everywhere on a daily basis. So to begin with, it was awesome because I had access to these cars. But I got into a space where there's one-off cars and concept cars that I wanted to go and find and show the world. And they're the ones that are very difficult to get your hands on. They aren't in Dubai. So that's why for the last few years, I've literally been spending, before coronavirus, 300 days a year traveling to find these one-off, exclusive, didn't know they existed cars. Yeah. And before and then coronavirus hit and we couldn't travel anymore. Yeah. So our whole business model changed, and actually it was a blessing in disguise for us because I was exhausted. I was burnt out, so I had some time to myself. Yeah. And then we started our company and we started hiring other people to help, and it's been such a great change.
Yeah, for sure. You need people that support you as well. I mean, the amount of videos you do, plus also I assume the management and the production behind it, it's just not you, right? How many people are there in total?
Well, for the first 2 years, it was just me and Nick. So me and my husband running around the world doing everything, like everything.
All the events.
Everything from A to Z, organizing every single aspect that goes into a business, and producing and researching and editing and uploading and managing client relationships and there's so much, right?
I know.
And so the first 3 years it was just two of us, and now we're over 20 people. In the last year we grew by 20.
Congratulations.
And thank you so much. And we have big. I'm not going to call them dreams, because they're not dreams. They're goals. You know, they're realistic goals, but they're big goals. And so we want to grow quite quickly over the next year and reach some of those next goals.
I mean, when we talk about dreams, the watch collection that I see here is like what many would describe as the end game. Like, that's it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm really proud of what is here on the table, but I'm sure you've seen things that that are just like off this chart, you know?
Yeah, I just came off the Dubai Watch Week, and the watches there were
unbelievable,
like
right?
with your cars, you don't know that this is.
Yeah.
It's okay, this is a piece unique, which we made and nobody saw it. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
What did you see that was like your favorite piece at Watch Week?
I would say a FP Journe Grande Petite Sonnerie. So it's like a watch with a minute repeater. It's
straight over the head. Great, I know exactly what that is. Yeah.
It's basically a very rare brand from Geneva.
Yeah.
And they make, I think, 500 or 600 watches a year.
Yeah.
And the watch chimes you the time.
Yes, and can you actually, is it automatically done,
no,
or can you have to press it?
So the watch
time?
has like a governor, and basically when you pull the lever up, it starts the governor, and then, so it doesn't affect the accuracy of the watch or the power reserve, let's say.
Because there's one that I saw at Franck Muller recently, and it was super expensive.
They do amazing stuff. We'll put that in a photo of it, because I know what you're talking about.
It's mad.
I don't know the name. It's something with Mega, maybe. It's a super complicated piece.
Yeah,
I think 36 or 40.
36,
So let's start with maybe the watches here and present to the audience.
Yeah.
What is this piece here? What was the first watch that you remember getting?
Okay, so yes, this is my Tissot.
Yeah.
And this actually has a lot of sentimental value, because when I was 17 and I moved to Switzerland from Australia, I was on exchange.
Yeah.
And I met my would-be husband when I was 17 from Switzerland. It was my 18th birthday when I lived there, and he has always loved watches as well. And so he gifted me this for my 18th birthday. And what's quite cool is that it has 18 diamonds in it. So 9 on this side and 9 on this side. So I quite like this, because this was really my first, like, wow, I have a Swiss watch, and I'm only 18 years old.
From your Swiss boyfriend.
And so from a Swiss boyfriend, and it's got diamonds, and I was just like, wow, you know, like Swiss watch. Because in Australia, if you say you have a Swiss watch, I mean, you're going places, you know.
You made it.
You made it, you know. So that has a lot of sentimental value for me.
That was your iced out watch.
Yeah, that was my iced out watch. Actually, I was like, where's all the diamonds on the face? I need more diamonds.
But you also solved this wish later down the line.
Yes. You got to start somewhere, and this was an amazing place to start for me. I was like, wow.
Of course. And I always tell collectors, like, if you can keep your first watch, that's the most important thing. I still have my first watch as well. And it just, it shows you where you come from, but also the advancement in your life, right? So
absolutely.
If we go to the next watch, which one do you want us to take a look at?
Let's do, we'll do this one. So this is the Monaco and a Tag Heuer, as you can see. And this is a limited edition piece. I believe there's only 200 of them.
Yeah, I think so, I've never seen it in person.
Yeah, oh, well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Out of all the watches here, you're like, wow.
What is this?
So this I actually was gifted by Tag Heuer, because I was a friend of the brand for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And this I was gifted at the latest Monaco F1 Grand Prix.
Yeah, awesome.
And so I was working with a couple of cool people there, like Spider-Man was there as well, and also you know, Patrick Dempsey is a great guy. Worked with him with Tag, and also Max Verstappen. So I've done a couple of videos with him as well. So that has a nice little story,
of course.
Just and about my journey.
It's a model connected to racing.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It makes absolute sense to be here.
Exactly, and that's kind of why I worked with Tag Heuer as well, because of their brand heritage and their ties to racing. So that made sense to me. And yeah, it's just something different, and it kind of tells the story of like Supercarblondie. And
what's the next piece we have here? This one.
Yeah, so this is a Franck Muller. This one I actually got for my husband.
Yeah.
The story here is we have friends who are the local distributor for Franck Muller, and they're our longest friends in Dubai.
Yeah.
I've known them for about 12 years, and they always got around with these incredible watches, right? And back then, and even a few years ago, I couldn't afford anything like that. So I always saw these blinged out like Franck Muller watches on their wrists, and I was like, wow, one day I'm gonna own a Franck Muller, right? So yeah, so this, when we got a little bit of money, we were like, ooh, like, is this our moment? Should we get a Franck Muller? And so yes, we ventured into this. This is like, it's the Casablanca. It's not blinged out, it's not iced out or anything else, but it's a very nice watch, and my husband loved it. So I was pleased with that. And then we went crazy. We literally went crazy hours. Yes. We got like full blinged out, like iced out, bright yellow strap. And yes, this has been...
in the video, right?
This is
on YouTube.
On the video.
Yes.
Yeah, you might have seen it.
Yes.
This was actually a gift as well for my husband, Nick, for his birthday.
Wow.
And we went in, we decorated the whole shop full of balloons, and he had his eyes blindfolded. Yeah. And what's cool about this is it's crazy hours, so you can see all of the numbers are in different positions.
Random, basically, yeah.
Right, and then it'll flick to the next one, which is very cool.
Next hour.
So this is always something that people are surprised by.
Yep.
It's like a novelty, you know, it's a conversation piece. So when he's wearing this out at dinner, you might have someone who has a $1 million watch, but they're still impressed by this because it's like, it's a cool complication.
It is. It's also the typical tonneau shape of Franck Muller, the typical numerals. And I like the crazy hour concept. They also have normal pieces, and then they have these crazy pieces, which I also like.
Yeah.
I think having a blinged out watch in the collection is a good choice.
You need one of these, right?
I think so, yeah.
So he doesn't actually wear this very often anymore because we travel so much, and you don't really want to be walking around like with this on your wrist, right?
In Dubai, no problem.
Dubai, no problem.
In most European cities, it could be a big issue. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So we've got a couple more toned down ones that we got. So that's that. And then I also got one for myself. It's pink. Yeah. I didn't bring it today. I forgot
you wear it a lot, huh, in the videos.
I wear it a lot, and that's why I didn't bring it, because all of these were in my safe, and that one was just at home in my jewelry box. I forgot, and so I wear that all the time. It's just, again, for me, it was like, oh, this is my first iced out, blinged out watch. Wow, it's like bright pink,
like,
and
let's
like,
go.
yeah, I was like, ooh, let's do it, you know. So, and it was so funny actually. I was last year I dyed my hair pink.
Yeah. Okay.
And I didn't say to anyone online that I had dyed my hair pink. But what happened was the very first day I dyed my hair, I had this guy come up to me and he's like, are you Supercarblondie? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I recognize you from your watch. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I mean, I have not seen you have pink hair, but I know this pink watch that you have. You wear it all the time. I recognize you by the watch, and that was the first time that ever happened.
Awesome. Dubai is a big watch place, huh?
Yeah.
Big watch place.
So they know what they're looking for.
Definitely.
So that was cool. So let's go back a little bit to this one.
It's something that surprises me in the collection, let's say.
So this is one of our first ones, before we could really afford any of like the blinged out crazy stuff. Yeah. And this has a world timer complication. Right. So what was cool about this is we couldn't really afford a super complication like this in something like an AP or something like that. So it was cool to be able to get this watch for, I think it was only a few $1,000s, but to have something very classy, with a cool complication. I actually bought this for my husband as well because, you know, he's Swiss and he loves his Swiss watches. So, and he was a banker at that time. We hadn't started Supercarblondie yet, so he needed something classic and cool. So we got
it's a
that
perfect watch. And Frédéric Constant make nice watches, but also they use complications and try to make them more affordable, let's say.
And that's exactly why we loved it. So
it's perfect.
That's another one that, it's not like $100,000, but it's a beautiful looking watch, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I say on the channel often, the story behind the watches, for me and the audience, is often more important than the value of them.
Of course.
Because seeing this on somebody's wrist, or let's say a watch which you see every day, is to me much more impressive.
Right.
Because you know there's a story behind it.
Right,
like with cars. You know?
That's true. Instead of just like throwing down cash everywhere, you're getting it for a reason, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's that. And then another one of our first ones that we could afford. This one has a story.
Also an oddball in the collection.
Yeah, also an oddball. All of our oddballs happened at the beginning when we couldn't really afford much. But what was funny about this is my husband always dreamed of owning an AP.
Yeah.
And he saw this shape and he was like, ooh, it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I mean, kind of similar. So I got him this one, and what happened was it had a white strap and it looked far too feminine for him.
I agree.
So I actually ordered the black strap, and this black strap took 8 months and cost more than the actual watch itself
I believe that.
to get. So we waited 8 months for that to come to Dubai.
From Switzerland?
From Switzerland.
They're not always the fastest.
Yeah, no. But so as soon as we got that strap, he started wearing it like this. So at the time before we started Supercarblondie, we had this one, and we had this one.
And the Philippe Constant.
This one.
Yeah, and this one.
And this one, yes, exactly. So that's that.
And the Riviera is actually a model which came from the same era as the Royal Oak from AP.
Okay.
That's why the case is so similar.
Yeah, okay, I'll say
I think the difference is not even a year or two. Because we made a review on the new Riviera collection with also the screws on the bezel.
Yeah.
At the beginning it didn't have screws, but it came from the same 70s era as the AP. That's why it's not the Nautilus, Royal Oak are all in the same, basically, you know.
Wasn't it the same designer who did the Nautilus and the Royal Oak?
Yes, it was Gerald Genta, exactly. Yeah. This was a different one, but again, I assume he was eyeing the other guy and just like, this looks nice. Let me do one more, one more corner on the bezel.
And we fell for it. We're like, yeah, I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Many did.
Exactly. So that was that.
And then we start with the with the heavy hitters, as we like to call them. Huh?
The heavy hitters.
You've got watches here, which again, some people would say, let's say, this is the one watch I need, and I'm happy.
Right.
But you decided to just get all of them.
Yeah.
Which is very insane, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's this one here, for example, the Rolex Daytona, a very special piece?
Yes. So this one here, this is probably my favorite Daytona out of all of them. I absolutely love the color combination. I just think it is so beautiful. The emerald green and the gold, and it probably has, like if you look at it, it has a few scratches because I actually love wearing it.
But that's good.
You know,
that's good, yeah.
It's like you either have to buy them to protect them always and sell them on, or you actually enjoy them. And
you just scratch them.
And the first scratch I made on, I was like,
but that's always the worst one. Probably like with cars.
Yes,
the first scratch on a watch, you're like, oh man. And then they just pile up.
Yeah, exactly. You get so many, you can't see the individual scratches.
Yeah, exactly.
So this one I absolutely love. This really, I actually fitted the band to fit my husband, and then I made him give it back to me. Yeah. And I refitted it to my wrist.
I see many watches here actually fitted to your wrist.
Yes.
When I look at this, and we had one on the channel before, I know I can't get it on my wrist for sure.
Yeah. It's pretty tiny. I do have small wrists, so like, unfortunately, what would be good is if we could share the watches, and wear them, but so many of them you can't. So I had it obviously made for my size.
Of course, why not? To treat yourself as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that one. So that was the first Daytona.
It's one hell of a piece.
Yeah,
to start with.
Look, some of these you track down for months and months.
When did you buy this, for example? Was it this year or year before?
No, it was last year, actually for Christmas. Okay. So a year ago.
Back when the price was still okay. Was already hyped.
Yes.
But nowadays.
So tell me, because I think I got this for 50,000.
Yeah. So that's a steal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's market, I would say 85, 90. So
even with a few scratches?
That doesn't matter. You can polish this up and you can sell it still. It's a hot piece.
Okay.
I think 80K would easily.
DM me. No, I'm not giving this away, so I like this one too much.
This is like a watch shopping channel now.
Yeah.
If you like any of these watches, let us know in the comments
DM
below.
me. Yeah.
We will not answer you. But you can
we will
try.
ignore the comment, but you can try. Yeah,
You can
exactly,
try.
exactly.
And don't forget, every like helps.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you went into the Patek Philippe Nautilus space here.
Yes. So this one here is, again, for my husband. I'm very generous like that.
Yeah. I need to find a wife like this. If you're out there, DM me, okay?
Yeah, chuck a comment in the comment section. So actually, this came before the Daytona. This was our very first purchase where we went from things like this, this to, holy shit!
Mama, we made it.
Like, wow, we got a Patek, you know? And at that point, we couldn't afford the rose gold or the gold, yellow gold. So we got this one, and actually we decided to keep this all this time because it's a very understated kind of piece, and you can get away with wearing this to a lot of places. So I actually really, really love this, and my husband wears this a lot.
But also it's a watch that people who now want it, and if you wear it, they know what it is, and they respect you. And it's usually a watch where you know the guy or the woman in your case has more watches at home.
Right.
Because it's usually not your first piece.
Well, it
as
was
we also
ours.
see here,
It was kind of our first furore into like the crazy watch world.
You just jumped in.
Yeah, we just jumped in with a Patek, and that was
a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
Beautiful piece with a power reserve indicator on the top, moon phase as well.
Yes.
A very sought after model now, and.
So how much are we looking for this one?
I have no idea. Like
I'm
watches.
sure the people watching will know.
100%.
Chuck it in the comments. I mean, it's crazy when you think I'm holding like the value of, you know, someone's house.
Yes.
It blows my mind to this day.
This is a village, I would say.
Yeah, a Swiss village. It's a tiny little Swiss village.
Yes.
So when we got this, we were like, you know, wow, this is cool.
Absolutely.
So,
it's a timeless piece as well.
Because, you know, you work so hard for something like this. And, you know, that's something I love about what we've done is that I couldn't afford any of this a few years ago. And when you work for it, it's so much sweeter.
Yes, I agree with you. Plus, you also set yourself goals.
Yes.
I want to have a Patek. I want to have a Daytona. I want to have a Richard Mille, which there was a hint. We have one here.
Yeah, it's coming. So
And
that's
also
that.
you have very nice Audemars Piguet pieces here. A very sporty watch with the chronograph. Royal Oak, 1972. Geralgenta, like the Nautilus.
Yeah.
A very sporty piece. Chronograph is something I see you like that because it's connected to racing as well. Huh? You can measure the time.
Yes.
With the closed case spec, so it's an older model.
Yes.
Again, how did you, let's say, come into let's buy an AP now?
Yeah. So there were three brands that we really wanted, right? So one was the AP, one was the Patek, one was the Rolex, of course. And so we thought, well, why don't we try and get one of each as our first, like, bang, bang, bang. Like, oh, now we've got one of each.
Makes sense.
So this was the moment where we went from this to this.
Connecting the
right?
dots. Huh?
This wasn't our first AP, but my husband really wanted this one, and actually I wanted this baby right here. So you can see this one's fitted to my wrist.
It is, yes.
And this what I love is the back as well.
Yes, I mean, this is a true watch lover's piece. Huh? It's a perpetual calendar, which is, in watch collecting, the high-end spectrum, right?
You know the one we were talking about from Franck Muller with those crazy complications, like almost 40 complications. There's one complication in there that waits for 300 years to tick once to correct the time. Isn't that mad?
It's amazing. It's amazing. And you have, if you think about, let's say cars are big, right? You have a lot of space. But with watches, there's probably 300-400 components in this watch alone. So tiny.
Yeah. So this is the first AP we got, and this was just over 2 years ago. So we got this one for about $100,000. And at that point we were like, oh my God, $100,000 on one watch. But we knew that it was a very special piece, and if anything happened, it was almost like an investment for us.
Yes.
You know, instead of putting a down payment on a house, we were like, look, if it's a lot of money, but it's going to be safe.
Yeah.
It's going to be safe enough to kind of sell on if we have to, right?
Yes, watch collecting is fun, but when you get into watches of these price points, you just can't be just like, oh, I don't care.
Right.
So I always tell people to balance the collection. If you buy a watch, it might decrease in value. Maybe next one buy something that will increase. You always have a nice balance, like with stocks, you know?
Right. And now this one right here, I recently got, I only just got this for my birthday.
I never seen a rose gold Daytona with a baguette diamond indexes.
It's very hard, very hard to get.
So I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I'm in Dubai, so I kind of got used to it by now.
Well, we actually were traveling through Europe.
Yeah.
And we got the opportunity to track this down. It was in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So literally the morning before we flew to the airport, went and picked this baby up for my birthday.
Congrats.
And thank you. And what I absolutely love about this is because of the Oyster Flex strap, it's a bit more sporty. And I don't need to be as careful with the band, you know, with all the scratching and stuff.
Absolutely.
And so this is a piece that I like to wear when I'm traveling. And I absolutely love the baguette diamonds.
I mean, it's beautiful.
And the color I love, it's just, to me, it's so classy, the pink dial and the I don't know, I think this is just so beautiful. This is, apart from, this is still more beautiful, but this is more wearable. So again, we go to another Patek that I bought for my husband. Yeah. Again, you know what, I need to look back at all of these purchases I've done. Seriously, let me just count here. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Was gift. I'm listening.
Do you know what? From today, I'm getting this resized. This is going to be for me.
If you have a twin sister that's this generous, let me know.
This is crazy. Oh my goodness! I didn't realize how many there were that fit him. We're gonna have to speak about this later. So this I absolutely love because it's more like the military feel. Love the color. Again, very classy, but Pateks are classy in themselves.
But sporty at the same time, right?
Sporty,
exactly.
and I just thought, you know, I love anything with like a more of a sporty look with the strap. You know, anything kind of more rubbery, I absolutely love. It's just more wearable, in my opinion.
And this model is not steel, actually, right? What's the material?
It's white gold.
And again, these are two different Pateks, but both are very nice and sporty. And this strap, by the way, is very sought after.
Is it?
Yes. I think it even got discontinued.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I got to hold on to this strap.
Yes, and don't cut it. Don't shorten it because it's gonna lose value.
So I have to. Come on!
I think your husband wins.
He's got to win. Yes. He's got to win. Okay, fine. All right, fine. Whatever. He can keep that one.
But I think you have very cool watches here for yourself, and I see a few more fitted to you as well.
Yes.
What is this beautiful piece here? And I think it's brand new, as it looks like.
Brand new. I have never worn this.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to wear this. This is one that I said, do you know what, I already have an AP that I can wear. I want to keep this one without the scratches. Yeah. And also absolutely love the back. This one, again, I got this one at the same time as this one. Yeah. Picked them both up in Switzerland before heading to the airport.
It's a good pair.
And we were like, how did we get both of them at once? So this one, I said, look, I'm going to wear this one because I got them both at the same time. I said, I'm going to wear this one. I'm not going to wear this one. Yeah. So it still has, you know, all the stickers on it, stickers and everything. We're very careful with this. So
yeah, I mean, with the watches you have here, it makes sense. And the amount of travel you do. Yeah. I'm sure you like to wear watches which are a bit more down to earth, let's say. Yes. Not everybody notices you.
No. So which is the opposite of this one.
Yes. I mean, this is. I didn't expect this.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes. I never see this in person.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Daytona. If people watch it and see this,
the rainbow,
blow your mind. Yeah.
Rainbow Daytona.
With the beautiful sapphire gradient bezel. I mean. No words.
Do you know, it's funny, I saw this. You know, I saw this not in real life. I saw it on a picture, like most of us do, right?
Of course, with Rolex anyway.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure about it. I was like, ooh, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a little bit over the top, a little bit maybe too blingy. Oh, I'm not sure, a bit crass maybe even. But then when I saw it in real life, I was like,
you need one. How did you come to this watch? Because this is very rare, but if you buy it on the secondary market, you're gonna spend like the equivalent of, let's say, half of this collection for one.
Yes. So we actually got a very good price with this. Yeah. It's through a friend of ours here in Dubai, and we only paid $280,000 for this.
That's good.
And we got this about 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And I say only, but you know the worth of it now is
Yes.
like, I don't know, I think...
I would say like, doubled, yeah.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Which is amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with some of these watches. You're like, if we needed to sell something, look, this is definitely a house. You know, you can.
It's a nice house.
You know, and so I only ever wear this watch inside my house.
Yeah.
I don't wear it out.
Yeah.
Only when I have guests over, close friends or whatever, I bring that out. Because I have some friends as well who love watches, and they're like, you know, you got to share the love, but I've got to be careful where I share the love, you know.
And who you share it with and everything. Yeah,
exactly.
Of course, makes sense.
So
this is a very popular model, and when it came out, it wasn't popular.
Really?
People didn't want it. Yeah.
Really?
It was. Considered, like you said, too much, too blingy, who would wear this?
Right.
But as soon as it picked up, and Hodinky made a video with John Mayer.
Okay.
He has like this, one of this and one in white gold.
Okay, nice.
And after that, because it got a few million views, people were like, yeah, it's nice. And then just it piled on. So.
Isn't that crazy? Look, the thing is that if people think this is not too blingy, you know, if people are going to wear something like that, then, you know, you can wear something like this.
This is classy. You can compare, let's say.
Are you telling me this isn't classy? I was going to say I bought this because it was so classy. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a fully iced out watch. And I see it's fitted to your wrist.
Yes, fitted to my wrist.
Definitely not your husband's watch.
No, definitely not. So, but again, I only wear that in the house.
Yeah.
I want to try and keep that special
and
non-scratched and just appreciate
it. Of course, yeah. Congrats, huh?
Thank you so much. Cool. Thank you. And then we have one more Daytona.
The Platona, as people
like to call it. Oh, the Platona. Okay, oh nice.
Platinum, Daytona, Platona.
I like that. So this is the heaviest one we have.
For sure,
because it's platinum.
Very heavy.
I really like actually how heavy it is. It feels really good on the wrist. I had it sized to my wrist, but now I don't. It's for my husband again. Things are getting out of hand. So he loves how heavy it is. It suits his wrist. Look, as I said, I already have this one, and I like this one more. This color scheme for me is
which is the
better.
one you wear the most?
Well, this one because of the oyster flex strap, and also this one.
Yeah. Oh man. Damn.
No, I'm lying. I never wear this.
This is my daily beta watch.
Yeah.
Dishes.
It's just something I go and get the groceries with.
Of course.
You know, it's just like I pick up some bread and some butter, and I'm just like, let me just put the rainbow Daytona on. No worries.
I mean, being in Dubai, I think it wouldn't shock people.
Yeah, true. That's so
like,
true.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, cool. She might have somewhere to go.
Not the weirdest thing I saw today.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like the colors on this one as well. The ice blue.
Yeah, all the platinum Rolexes come with the ice blue dial, so you can immediately spot it. And with the brown bezel, it works just perfectly.
Yeah, so exactly, brown. And yeah, so I like it when my husband wears that. I think it looks great on his wrist, actually. Yeah. I love Daytonas. I just think the color.
I see that,
the color schemes as well that they have. I think they're so beautifully done, so beautifully matched together. You know, this could have easily been another color, but they chose that chocolatey kind of brown to complement the blue.
Honestly, when I first saw them, it was a surprise combination. If you asked me that baby blue and brown works, I would say no. But
it does. Exactly, and that's what I appreciate, you know, those kind of color combos.
And then we have something, if you live in Dubai and you're successful, I think
it's a must, right?
I think so. Yeah. It's like your entry ticket, like, hey, do you have an RM? Of course I have an RM.
No, you rock up to a restaurant, they're like, where's your reservation? Here it is.
Like, get it.
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. Here's your table along with all the other people in this restaurant who have an RM.
And they all have an RM.
Yeah, exactly. You're not special. Everyone else in here's got an RM
Yours
too.
is in titanium.
Yeah, exactly. So what I love is I've always wanted a skeleton. Yeah. And we saw this one, and we hadn't bought an RM yet. So I was like, let's combine the two, get a skeleton RM. And what I love about this is it kind of looks all 3D. You know, you've got all of the different elements layered down. And I you know what? I wear this one actually quite often too. And I think again because of the strap, it's just easy to wear. And
you seem like you need a oyster flex.
Yeah,
for this
I do.
one, maybe,
I really do. And if
Never
I did,
seen one on it or yet, but.
Could work. Could work. What color should I get?
Same as the dial, maybe, or black.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it out.
If I could get one, I would wear this way more often. Yeah.
I'll check. A few friends if they have something.
Hook me up. Hook me up. So,
or just text her.
Or just chuck a comment.
You know where to find her.
Exactly. So got this one, and I think we got this one for like $260,000.
Yeah,
what's happened with the price with this now?
I don't know, but I assume it's through the. I mean, for sure. The RM market is insane. People pay a lot of money to get one because you can't get a watch. If you go in the RM boutique, you can't even take a picture of the watches.
Wow.
If they have any in the store.
Wow.
So Rolex, you can still see watches. AP also. RM, sometimes the boutique is empty.
Wow.
And they give you a brochure.
Yeah, it's all about like the want, right? It's about the chase.
Yes, and also, true. But it's cool when you find a watch you were searching for and hunting for.
Yeah.
You feel a special type of pleasure, and
This one I want to get a bright yellow band for.
Yes, it works. It works.
Because again, it matches the detailing inside
the details,
as well.
For sure.
So that's something next I want to do with that.
Again. Just send her one.
Send it
RM, if you're watching this.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
The rotor you can actually also adjust to how active you are. And RMs, people love RMs because one, they're comfortable, they're light.
Yeah.
Plus, you can play golf with this watch.
Yeah.
You can really be aggressive with a watch, and you won't even damage the movement.
Right.
Which in some cases I definitely wouldn't advise.
So you're saying I could throw this on the floor right now?
I hope not. Maybe Muggy will pick it up.
Yeah.
It's Muggy's watch.
I could use it as like a collar for him,
For sure,
An
probably.
RM collar.
That would be a
Can
very
you imagine?
fancy. Again, we're in Dubai,
yeah,
so
again,
I can't imagine.
Probably someone's already done that.
They're like, makes sense.
Yeah.
So Alex, what would be, let's say, a grail watch of you, which we like to say in the watch community? Again, you have grail watches here, but what is a watch you maybe saw once and you were like, this is it?
All right, there's one watch that I really, really want, but it's very expensive. It's so it is a Franck Muller.
Yeah.
It's the Vanguard Skeleton. Sapphire, Color Dreams with a tourbillon. It's like
everything
all together, and I'm like, when I saw this, I felt it calling my name. I was like, this is the most beautiful watch I've ever seen. Like it is just, I felt like it was me. You know, when you see something, you're like, that represents who I am. Like that's my personality. So this watch, I love that it's like got the sapphire case, which is really, you never come by anything like that.
Hard to make as well.
Right, and then skeleton, which I said I love skeleton.
Yeah. You see the whole movement, all the gears moving.
Right, and then also what's special is they've coloured. It's very difficult to colour within that.
Of course,
right?
All the bridges of the movement are coloured.
Right, which is quite hard to do because you need different paint and different. It's not even a paint. It's like something.
It's a coating, probably a PVD coating, so physical vapor deposition.
Right.
To be a bit geeky.
What he said. That one.
It's a coating, basically like on some watches. You have none here now, but usually if you see a black watch, it's either ceramic or a coating above it. And then it's also resistant nowadays, so it will not oxidize. It's a sick piece, huh?
Yeah,
Where did you see the watch?
So I went to Switzerland recently and went to where it all happens, Franck Muller headquarters. Out there,
I saw the video.
You saw?
It's cool.
And I got to see where they actually make all the watches and got to meet the team and had some fondue there.
And you saw a special car there as well.
I saw a special car, yes. So the whole experience was really great. But they brought out some of their most incredible watches, and even amongst all of those most incredible watches, that is the one that stood out to me. Like there was this blinged out diamond one that Cristiano Ronaldo has, like full of diamond. Yeah.
That's a big piece.
That is crazy, but again, it's not who I am. It didn't like call my name. This one called my name, but this is like, it's hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, it's probably same value as this, but it makes less sense financially.
Yes.
And you also have a big business, so what's your opinion on getting a watch like this?
This is where I struggle. I would love to buy that watch, but as I said before, I cannot justify putting in that much money into a watch that will not act as an investment. You know, that's why I was okay to put in that much money on several of these pieces, because you know they're in such high demand that if anything does happen and you know we go bust or whatever, touch wood, not. But if anything happens, I have this as an investment. And with a watch like that, as beautiful as it is, I just can't justify putting in that much money. So
of course, I completely agree with you. I also, when I buy watches, think the same. Some of them are like investment pieces, like my Rolex watches, and some of them are like, okay, this I like for myself, but because the Rolex appreciated, I can afford to lose X on this. But also nowadays, a lot of watch brands which are independent and like horlogerie, the prices go up, and there's a market like for the supercars.
Yes.
I assume at the beginning not many could afford or wanted to buy the concept cars or supercars. But nowadays, more and more buy it, and the prices are probably dropping less than they used to.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you've got to be very careful in the supercar market, right? I mean, if it's exclusive, if it's super limited, then you're pretty safe buying it straight from the manufacturer. It will most likely at least keep its value, but will most likely go up. But you know, just your, I want to say, run-of-the-mill supercars. You know, like your Ferraris, like the models they come out with every year, just a newer, updated model. I don't even want to really buy straight from the manufacturer, even for those cars, because it's just like, I would much rather buy it secondhand, even if it's a month secondhand, which happens here in Dubai all the time. Someone will buy a car and then they're like, a month later, they're like, nah, I'm over it. And so I'm like, I'll take it, and the price has already gone from here to here, right? And I get a steal, so that makes more sense for me.
Absolutely. So we know the dream watch now. What is for you the dream car, if you can even answer the question? Because for watches, I couldn't.
Yeah, true. See, I'm going,
What would be maybe the one that you saw and you were like, oh, or you heard rumors that a ghost exists somewhere?
So I have heard rumors that there is something crazy coming out next year that no one will expect. I can't really tell you much about it though. But if it comes out, it'll fly like, it'll be so limited, so collectible.
Can you say the brand or not even? It's
not
a big
even,
NDA,
unfortunately. I wish, it's a big NDA. I think I'll have to sell all of these if I reveal something. So that's kind of cool. The other thing I'm really excited about is where Aston Martin is going. So with their whole mid-engine supercars and hypercars now, so like something like the Valkyrie, that would be really, really cool. I love the Project One. I got an allocation for the 4GT.
That's cool.
In the second round, but like the prices went from about $500,000 to like 850,000.
Really? For a retail car? Not resale, but
directly from them. So I had kind of budgeted for the $500,000 mark, and then when they gave me the allocation, they said now we want like 850. I'm like, oh, well, this was a couple of years ago, right? So I'm like, listen, I can't afford it at that time. So there are quite a few.
Take this and take this.
Yeah, exactly. But also next year I'm getting a car that I'm super excited about, which is the RSS1. Which looks like nothing else that has ever been made. One of 24 in the world, made in Italy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I'm excited about that because I think I'm getting the first one in the world, so it's going to be in Dubai first.
Big reveal,
big reveal.
Awesome.
And so there are a few cars I'm
excited about. I hope you have
about.
the Franck Muller by then.
Yes,
That'll
my
be
goodness.
Awesome. To have the car and the watch.
That'd be so cool.
Cross the fingers.
But like maybe
Franck Muller, let's go.
Yeah, hit me up, Franck Muller, let's do it. It'd be so cool. Well, thank you so much for going through my watch collection with me. I've never done this before, you know, because usually I just keep them away and kind of, I don't like to be showy about this stuff, you know, but I appreciate that you have an awesome watch channel, and you have a lot of fans, and you're the perfect person to do this.
Thank you, and also thank you for having us in your beautiful HQ. Thanks also to Nick for organizing everything. And the watches I saw, again, I didn't expect this, because I saw a lot of watches on the channel, but not like all of them, so I'm really happy to show it to the audience as well. Let us know what's your favorite watch in the collection, in the comments below. Alex, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna go and enjoy Dubai as well.
Yeah.
Lovely to see the office, and I hope to see you soon. And if you ever come to Switzerland, let us know. We'll grab a fondue together.
Yeah, merci vielmals, Marco.
Yeah, danke dir.
And see you in Switzerland.
And you guys like and subscribe, share this video. If you like cars, definitely check out her channel.
Thank
You'll
you.
see, like on my channel, you see watches you don't know. On her channel, you see cars you never knew existed.
Yeah.
And
cool.
it probably get inspired also by the way she grew from nothing to where the channel is. So
thank you so much.
thank you again for having us.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.